Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to yet another session of Power Women Thursdays. It's a space where we talk to successful women and their stories. They are entrepreneurs, coaches, business leaders, professionals, and more. Today, we have somebody who has an inspirational story about a startup that was meant to support the heart of any country, which is the youth. Richa Singh is the co-founder of Your Dost, which works as a support system to help people foster emotional well-being and be a better version of themselves. Richa is an IIT alumnus, an Inc. fellow, and she has also been awarded the Forbes 30 Under 30 India and Asia. Today, we'll talk to Richa about their platform, how technology has enabled Your Dost, and the need for emotional well-being. Welcome, Richa.
Thank you, Nishtha. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's so nice to have you on our session today. And thank you for being here.
Looking forward to an interesting session.
So are we. And especially our young women and our young girls who are watching you today. I'm very excited to tell them your story and Your Dost, your story, and encourage them. You there?
Yeah.
So we look forward to it. How's the journey been so far?
Nishtha, your video and audio is not very clear.
Okay. Is it better?
Yeah.
So Richa, just can you give us an introduction about yourself? What inspired you? What inspired Your Dost? Let's start with that.
So yes, sure. I'm Richa. I'm one of the co-founders of Your Dost. I'm an IIT Guwahati alumnus. In fact, I come from a technology background, always been fascinated and passionate about technology. But there was an incident. There was an incident that happened way back when I was in college, more than, I believe, 12 years back. At that time, a friend of mine committed suicide because she anticipated maybe she would not get a good placement much before any company really came to our campus. And we did have some support system as counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, but not many people would go to them. I think culturally, there's been so much stigma in our society about going out and seeking support. I think that incident changed my life. That has remained with me for so long. I graduated from IIT Guwahati. I joined eShaw, which is a hedge fund. I was doing user experience design there. From there, I always wanted to work for a startup. I joined a company in the area of social media analytics called Refluence. I was their first employee, literally built that from the scratch with my co-founders. We were it grew bigger. We were acquired by Mu Sigma. I did that. I did the whole product management there for almost 4 years. And I think this incident remained with me. I think whatever I was doing, this is something I was looking at. We were doing a lot of research. We were going out, talking to people because we never came from this field, right? Technology is where we came from. And but this idea remained in the mind. We wanted to solve this problem. We said, we felt that if we could combine technology, which is at the fingertips of everyone these days, with psychology, maybe we could help and support a lot of people before things became severe, right? And if you look at the data, India is the highest in terms of depression, second in terms of anxiety. WHO says 1 out of every 4 individual goes through some sort of mental unrest. I believe 42.5% corporate India goes through depression. 38% students at Indian University go through depression. And again, each one of us at some point in time would have gone through those tough phases or would know someone going through a tough phase, right? Even the uncertainty that COVID has brought to us, we are all going through anxiety, uncertainty. So we said, at that point in 2014, December, we quit everything and we said if we could create a platform where people could be completely anonymous so that there is no stigma and seek support and guidance from professionals. We have 900 plus professionals by now, and people can have one-on-one session with them, which could be audio, video, telephonic, chat, and get better, be a better version of themselves. I think that's how our journey started.
That's amazing, Richa. I think when you face something personal, it just, I think, pushes you to do something that's more effective, because you see the real problem. And like we were discussing earlier, it's the real world problems that you want to solve then. Yeah. Lovely. So you shared your personal journey with us. Thank you so much for that and opening up. Can we also talk about your journey as a young entrepreneur? Was it a testing journey? Was it challenging? And if was, what kind of challenges did you face?
Right. I believe every entrepreneur's journey is always testing and challenging. I think all of us try at always pushing ourselves or pushing the boundaries to do something which has probably never been done before, right? And there is no path carved out. It's always a road less taken. You face challenges. So yes, it has been a challenging journey. I think, Nishta, more so because I think mental health in India has never been taken seriously. I'm very happy with over the last 4-5 years of us being there. There's so many, not just, I think, people reaching out to us for support, not just us talking about mental health as a problem, but I think a lot of other things. I think anything, if it has to happen in India, Bollywood and cricketers needs to come out and talk about it in open. And thanks to a lot of celebrities coming out and talking about mental health being a real issue.
Yeah.
Cricketers coming out to politicians talking about it. I think that has helped us go out and really make it mainstream, right? How could you bring emotional well-being at par as physical well-being? I think as an entrepreneur, when I started, I wasn't married, which I am now. I still remember when I went out to raise my first round of funding, somebody actually telling me that, hey, it's great that you've started and it's a great idea, but how can I fund you? What if you get married tomorrow and your husband doesn't support you? I'm like, how does it even is related, right, to what we are trying to do?
Yeah.
Right. I think, that being one, a lot of people, especially because the field we are in, I think we have always gone ahead and said doing great and doing business can happen together, right? It's a big problem, big opportunity, big market out there, and we can really create a good business, right, with supporting people. But we've always been questioned on this, saying you should make it as an NGO or a not-for-profit. Right? Whereas the place where we came from, we said if we have to hire the best of the talent, we have to build a world-class organization. We can't always keep going out and raising funds, right? It's an opportunity. People will pay for it eventually. Maybe at some point, we will find a business model to build it a sustainable business. But that has always been one of the challenges, saying, hey, it's a good thing, noble thing. So, you should do it for free or, raise money and build it as an NGO. And I think we strongly believed against it.
That's very interesting, Richa. Would you care to share a little more about what is the how did you figure out a business model around, what traditionally would be an NGO model, and, your whole thought behind that, for it to functional responsibly, it has to have a model to it. Would you, help us understand?
Yeah. So Rashta, even at that point when we started and people were like, take grants from us rather than take like a proper, so we did raise some rounds of funding, right? We were very clear that, doing business should happen together. I think it could be because of our upbringing, because of our backgrounds that we come from. So how we functioned, right? I think the first problem which we started with was, will people be open to the idea of counseling? Because in India, not many people have gone to a therapist or a counselor before, right? And we did see that a lot of people were open to the idea of counseling. We gave them free counseling at that point in time, and there were a lot of individuals, young men and women, a lot of young employees, students, entrepreneurs were reaching out for support. I think that was our first question, and that got answered with, we were doing around 1,500, 2,000 sessions on a daily basis, right? And that got answered with that.
Yeah.
Right? Our second question was, how do we make the business sustainable, right? We can't keep raising VC money and build a business with that, right? There has to be a time where it has to be self-sustainable.
Right.
So I think that's where we saw an opportunity where we were working with, we were seeing a lot of students reaching out to us, a lot of working professionals reaching out to us. And we knew, right, every college, every corporate cares about their well-being of their people. So can we also, apart from people reaching out to us directly and paying for the services, then we had to put a payment gateway, because there's only that much free servicing that we could provide, right? We also have to pay our own teams, and to provide something of quality, you have to put in that effort, both economically, resources around it, right? So we also started tying up with a lot of organizations and colleges and corporates, even government for that matter, foundations for that matter, where we were able to support the individuals of their, say, university or a corporate. And that's how I think, so they would sort of pay us for it, and to their people it becomes available free of cost, and they can take counseling. We also, I think also it allowed us a way to give reports which are very, it's, even though it's all anonymized, but very useful to what is happening at that particular place, right? So that policies can be changed, so that workshops, webinars, courses can be changed. Again, corporate level policies can be changed. Managers can be trained better, so that those they can be executed and planned in a way that their community can be helped better, right? So I think that's the model then we figured out over time.
Right. So from what you're telling me, I'm guessing that there is a lot of technology that you guys have worked on. So has technology enabled you in any way?
Yes, Nishta, I think we all come from a technology background. When we did our research way back in 2008, also when I experienced what I experienced with my friend taking her life, I think even at that point, our research started, right? Because I personally felt a lot of pressure myself. That was a recession time. Even in general, from relationships to your own productivity to your own thinking. We reached out to a lot of friends, and all our friends said, they have also felt the pressure, but they were never able to go out and seek support because of stigma. We did a research even at that time with around thousands of people we didn't know. And 90% people came out and said that they have felt the pressure. They wanted to seek support, but were not able to seek support. Right? And three things categorically that came out. One was stigma. लोग क्या कहेंगे अगर हम counselor, psychologist के पास जाएंगे? Second was accessibility. Didn't know where to find a good counselor, right? We would probably know good educational institutions. We would know about good cardiologists, good neurosurgeons and surgeons and other things. We would hardly have met anybody who would know where to find a good psychologist, right?
Correct.
So that came up, accessibility as one. Another was availability. Saying that, I fell down late in the night, early in the morning, at those wee hours or on a weekday, weekend, and most of the places, even like I'm telling you about my college also, but at that point, the counselor might not be available, right? 2 baje, and if there are only 2 counselors that are there in my college, you are not going to call them at 2 o'clock because you know who they are, they know who you are.
Right?
So availability, accessibility, stigma, these came out to be like the 3 major things why people were, even though it's such a big problem, all of us has experienced it, why people are not going. And very clearly, technology looked like providing a solution to it, right? Anonymity being a solution to, people, there is a lot of stigma. So, मैं अपने आप को Superman, Batman बोल सकता हूँ. I think only technology can allow that. It allowed people to seek support. The fact that we could bring people from across the country, we have 1,000+ experts now, with 20, 30 different languages, is because of technology, right?
Right.
We could provide a 24/7 support. There's no way possible that I can set up clinics which are 24/7 support. Here is only because of technology. So I think technology is the core. We call ourselves a technology platform, which is trying, it's your emotional wellness coach, but it is definitely a technology platform trying to solve this issue.
Fabulous. Richa, I think knowing your story and, at such a young age, you have made an enterprise that's really of so much value, not just in terms of funding, but also because of the kind of reach it has. So I would love if you can share 3 nuggets, for our budding entrepreneurs out there.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. So guys, I think one of the things I very strongly feel about is take a problem that you really care about, right? It could be anything. It could be in gaming. It could be about water, climate, anything, right? That you care about. It could be faster delivery also, right? But you should, because entrepreneurship is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a longer journey, right? So if you don't find something that you care about, it might be tough for you, because there are days when you feel like, "Ki kyun kar rahe?" Right? So that "kyun kar rahe" ka answer, if you have something you care about, it gives you that push. Right? So like I said, it's not a short journey. It's a longer journey. So have that perseverance, have that grit with you, right? You need to do little things that helps you reach your goal, right? But don't give up with that. You don't become like, nobody is like an overnight success. I think we've all heard Messi saying it took him 17 years of practice to be an overnight success. Right? Something similar goes here as well. So you need to do something almost every day, which takes you closer to your goal. But that is important that you keep doing that every single day. And that's why I go back to my first thing, that if you do something that you care about, you will get that push to keep doing that, right? Because I've heard, I think over time, I've heard a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs for various reasons, right? That it allows you to do things, to be your own boss. All that is fine. But that having that perseverance, your own boss, even to get you initially to build your team, it's not easy, right? Nishta, you've been there yourself. It takes you, right? I think you are at the other position where you're trying to get good people to join you. It's not really you are their boss.
Like they say, you have to be the salesman.
Yes.
Not the boss.
Not the boss, right? And every problem, be it washroom not working in office to a AC, it's your problem, literally your problem.
Literally your problem, yes.
Right? So have that perseverance, be in it for the right reasons. I think that is, these are the 2 things that I would literally say. Everything else for me is secondary, but have that grit, have that perseverance, and be in it for the right reasons, right? You're doing something that you care about, and you're in it for a longer run.
Fabulous. I think amazing tips, Richa. Thank you so much for that. Can we also hear about some amazing transformation stories at your story? I mean, I'm sure you get these cases every day where people are transformed because of the work you do. But anything that you would love to share with us?
Right. Maybe a couple of stories. I still remember that's from some time back. This girl is from Ujjain. She reached out to us. How she was in that stage where she's completed her schooling, did not take up a college because she was preparing for certain kind of college that she wanted to go through, right? And everybody, she moved back home, or everybody in the neighborhood got placed somewhere, or rather started taking up a college somewhere, right? And how everybody in the home will be like, Sharma ji ka beta yahan ja raha hai, ye wahan ja raha hai, and tum kar bhi paogi, tumne kyun liya? And there's a lot of self-doubt, negative thinking, and so on, right?
Right.
And she reached out to the counselor at that point in time. She used to come really late in the night at 1 o'clock or things like that, talking about how she's, nobody's trusting her. Even her own parents are, not so confident in telling her if she's the right choice. And she started sort of not trusting her own decision. She started struggling with that, right? Did I make a right choice? Not where she was very confident earlier that I can do it. Her confidence started shaking, right? And she reached out to us for support and counselor. I think she said that my counselor was the only person who stood by me at that time, right? And gave me that motivation, that push, that courage that I can do it. And she came back to us when she actually cleared her exam that she wanted to, and got into a very good educational institute. And she said I could only do it because, you guys were the only guys who stood by me at that point in time, even when my own friends, family members, relatives were not there for me. So yeah, that remains with me.
How lovely. That's really a heartwarming story.
Yeah. We've actually recently started a series where we call it Founders Program, where we very closely work with entrepreneurs and try to help them, right? As entrepreneurs, our journeys are very lonely, we have our ups and downs in our life, and right, it affects our own productivity. We get into our own negative thinking. There are issues sometimes we have with our own co-founders, and our own relationships at home also suffer. And we started this program very specifically for founders, right? Where there is a coach who works with them over a period of 5 to 6 to 8 weeks, and week on week support them to address one of the goals that they would have set for themselves, right? And very beautiful. We've recently published also a lot of these stories where people were very open, sharing their names and details and saying that, hey, I got benefited, why don't others? And a lot of founders came up saying how we were able to help them with their own decision making, with their own, I think relationships was another big thing that we supported them on. Those are also very nice stories that remain with us.
Oh, nice. And what about your own workforce at such a time? We are in COVID times. So how are you motivating your team?
Yeah, I think Nishtha, world needs a lot more of what we do right now than ever before. And I think one of the things that is very common across our own team is they all relate to this idea, right? Either they have seen it in their own house or in their own family, or they've gone through it something themselves. So the fact that they are able to go out and support a lot more people at this point, I think more than anything, that gives them the biggest push. Okay? We are ourselves a very heavy user of Yodos. Believe me, I do that myself. I know a lot of so it's completely free, completely sponsored for our own people as well. That's something we give them at their joining ki use karo, yera code tumhe free hai.
Yeah.
So we do that. We also conduct a lot of relaxation techniques, webinar, not just for our own people. I think we do it across, and our own people also join in. I think they have access to joining in.
Right.
All the while, right? We do something for our own people, but we are a small group. So they're like, I think our team takes it more seriously when it's happening for other people, and they can slyly go anonymously as somebody and ask for support.
Yeah, that's a good thing, I guess. Lovely, excellent. And just like you just said, Richa, it's such a difficult time for everybody, and there's more of a need for somebody like Yodos than any other time. What's your thought on that? I mean, do you think there's enough out there for people to reach out, or do you think more needs to be done?
I think there are places for people to reach out, not enough, but there are. I think more than reaching out, I want all of us, I want to encourage each one of you, I think whoever I can reach out to this channel, to remember that we are all humans. Humans are vulnerable. We are not robots. We are vulnerable beings. We have ups and downs in our life, and it's okay to seek support, right? Again, like, we are not robot, we can be same all the time. There are times when we are high, great. There are times when we are low, when we feel lonely, when we feel we might want to improve from our productivity to our time management or our own relationship, and it's okay to seek support, right? Go talk to your problems to someone that you trust. It could be your friends, family. There are times when you're not able to share, right? And बोलते हैं ना कभी-कभी हम गिर जाते हैं. It's not like we will maybe put a little bit bandage ourselves, but then we will go to an emergency room to get it checked, right? हम YouTube पे पढ़ के खुद open heart surgery नहीं करते हैं. Right? We will not even think about doing something like that, right? If it is there in your mind, if it is bothering you, right? I know some people with the numbers rising, they're being so anxious, so much overthinking. Right? If it is, आपने अपने घर वालों से बात किया, you're practicing some good things, but it's not helping, then within findings, actually, it's okay to seek support, right? Go out and seek support from a professional who's trained into helping you better. So I think that's something that I would want to encourage people, saying we are humans, we are vulnerable, it's okay to seek support, right? There is no shyness about it.
Lovely. I think that's such a lovely thought, Richa. I'm sure, people are still a little hesitant about going to a counselor. So thank you for that. And I hope more and more people reach out with this message of yours.
Thank you. I do hope so. I mean, it's for each one of us. We go through our ups and downs. It's for normal people like you and me, right? Going to a counselor is for normal people.
Absolutely.
होता है ना, बुखार होता है, 5 दिन जाते हैं हम डॉक्टर के पास. Very similar to that.
Very similar to that. Absolutely.
Right? And these are unprecedented times. We have not seen it. The number, believe me, our traffic itself has grown many folds.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to manage COVID anxiety. It's something we are seeing it for the first time.
Absolutely.
It's better to go to a professional. We are not used to living with so many people in our own homes also, right? Being in lockdown. So it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. Acknowledge it, accept it, label it, and seek support, right? Talk about it. I think that's the only way we will come out of it stronger and better.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Richa, for the lovely chat. I'm sure our listeners have gained a lot from it, and more people will reach out with this message of yours. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Risha. Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to a brand new session with another Power Woman next Thursday. Thank you so much for watching.